Hey everybody, Jason Kruger 23 here. Yesterday was Saturday, March 12th, and I'm not sure when this is going to get uploaded, so that's why I gave you the date. And it was an amazing day for me. An amazing day. First I'm going to start off with, I'm going to go in order of how I got things, so I'm going to start off like that. And basically I'd asked my mom for Jackass 3D on Blu-ray a long time ago. Like, we saw the commercial for it on TV when it was, I think, 2 weeks from coming out on DVD, and I asked her for it, and she said, well, we'll see. And then yesterday, today's Sunday, the day I'm recording it, yesterday I found a coupon online on the Jackass webpage on Facebook for $5 off the Blu-ray, and that ended up my ticket to actually getting it. That ended up being my ticket to actually getting it. I brought her that, and she's like, well, you can get it now for sure. And so we brought it into Best Buy, and it was already $22.99 because of the Tuesday through Saturday special they have, where everything is a little bit less than what it is on Sunday. And then so it was it ended up being like $24.17, and then with the $5 off coupon it was like $19.77, and that was really cool. And here it is, Jackass 3 Blu-ray. This comes with the Blu-ray disc, which is right there, 4 3D glasses, because you also have the Jackass 3D DVD. The Blu-ray is not in 3D, but the DVD is, and that's why you have the glasses for. This also comes with the digital copy, and to make that out for 20 bucks was pretty cool. And then after that we decided we were going to go to a bunch of thrift stores, just kind of look around, see what they had. And we went to this place called Finders Keepers, and they had a bunch of old VHSs set up. And I was looking through all of them, and I actually found 3 that I liked. The VHSs were 50 cents a piece, so I got The Lady Killers by the Coen brothers. It's pretty good. It's not as funny as I thought it was going to be, but it's a pretty good movie. I liked Tom Hanks. I thought did a terrific job in this. I thought he did very good, although his laugh got annoying when he did it. It was funny the first time. After he did it the second time, I was like, alright, let's move on. But I got Lady Killers. I got Star Trek First Contact, which is it's the first Star Trek movie to feature the Borg in it. It came from Star Trek The Next Generation episode with the Borg in it, and it stars the cast from the Next Generation. And got that for 50 cents. And then I found Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. This is voted as being one of the worst movies ever made. And I remember watching it as a little kid. I love Baby Geniuses, the first movie, because I loved watching it as a little kid. And this one I watched as a little kid, but I haven't seen it since I was a little kid, so I only watched it once or twice. I got it, and I watched it again, and I like it for the nostalgia. I like it because I watched it as a kid and it reminds me of childhood and whatnot. But I can definitely see why it was voted one of the worst movies ever made. It has so many unredeeming qualities to it. It's so bad. But it's so much fun to watch these babies turn into superheroes and fly around trying to defeat Angelina Jolie's dad. So, Baby Geniuses 2. Next, and probably most important, or most exciting, we went to this place called Second Chance Boutique. And that place, I've been in there a couple times. They have some VHSs, some stuff like that. So I was back there looking at the movies. And I found Milk Money and Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, but it was nothing that I was really dying to get. I was just kind of picking stuff up, looking at it. And my mom comes back there, and there's a bookshelf next to the DVD case, or next to the VHS shelf. And my mom starts flipping through the books. And she's down there, she's looking, and she goes, hey, look at this. She found me Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back novel. Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite Star Wars movie after A New Hope, because that one is my favorite. And I thought that was awesome. The paperback books in there were a quarter, so I started freaking out. This is so cool. I found the Empire Strikes Back novel. And then, so I'm holding on to that, kind of flipping through it. And my mom goes, Silent Bob Speaks? Is that from like Jay and Silent Bob? And I was like, what? by Kevin Smith? And she was like, yeah. Now, Kevin Smith, I've watched his movies ever since I was in 4th grade. And if you've seen one of his movies, it's definitely not something a 4th grader should be watching. I used to rent videos from this place called Video Junction. And I went in there, and I saw a thing with Mallrats. And it had My Name is Earl on the cover, Jason Lee. And I liked My Name is Earl. That wasn't 4th grade, though. And then I picked that up, and I rented that, and I watched it, and it was awesome. I absolutely loved that movie. When I went back, and I put it back, I had no idea about the other movies. I just thought it was Mallrats, and that was it. I had no idea there was Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, Dogma. I had no idea. And so I'm looking through the other movies, looking for something else to rent, and I see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jay and Silent Bob, those were the guys in Mallrats. So I rented that, watched that. That's the movie that made me fall in love with Kevin Smith movies. It has a lot of other references to Kevin Smith movies, which you don't get if you're watching it without having seen the other movies. Like, I had no idea why Ben Affleck was talking about playing Ben Affleck. I was like, but he's already Ben Affleck. And I was kind of confused on that, but it was such a good movie, and it was awesome. And that's when I really fell in love with Kevin Smith. And so when she pulled that book out, I started freaking out, because it's a paperback too, and it was only a quarter. And I was so excited to get the book. Here it is. Silent Bob Speaks by Kevin Smith. And I was so excited to get the book. And I'm sitting there, and I start flipping through it, right? And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And then I get to the front cover, and I look, and it has a signature. Now, as you can see, that's clearly a K, but nothing else really looks like Kevin Smith. None of the other letters look like they would form Kevin Smith. But either way, I start freaking out. I'm like, Kevin Smith or not, someone definitely signed this book, and I'm going to figure out who. And so I'm thinking it's Kevin Smith. I get home, I Google image Kevin Smith's autograph, and you guys can Google image it if you want to. It looks exactly like this. I found Silent Bob Speaks, autographed by Kevin Smith, in a Monroe, North Carolina thrift store for a quarter. That's pretty freaking awesome, if you ask me. I was so excited. I'm going to post a video in the description box to another movie reviewer, NES Ruler. Something similar happened to him. He found a Dogma DVD, and it was actually signed by Kevin Smith. And that was so cool. That's all I could think about when I picked it up. I was like, whoa, this is just like NES Ruler. And I remember watching the video of NES Ruler thinking, man, that'd be so cool if something like that happened to me. But never thinking it would. And lo and behold, for a quarter, Silent Bob Speaks by Kevin Smith, autographed by Kevin Smith. Needless to say, this was the pickup of the day. This is so awesome. So, quick recap. Jackass 3 on Blu-ray, $5 off coupon. 3 new VHSs for 50 cents each. Empire Strikes Back novel. And Silent Bob Speaks by Kevin Smith. Signed by Kevin Smith. So yeah, you could say yesterday was a pretty good day. And even that is stating it lightly. Yesterday was pretty freaking awesome. And that was everything I got yesterday. I was a very happy camper yesterday. And now it's going to be ruined because I have to go to school tomorrow. But I'm going to bring my Silent Bob Speaks book, and I'm going to read it in school. And I don't care what they say. And I know Kevin Smith is having like this semi-meltdown right now. A lot of people don't like him. And I started to get into that mindset. But then when I read this, I started reading it, and I got really into the old Kevin Smith stuff again. And he seems like such a good guy, and I just like he sold Red State to himself for $1 and stuff like that. But you know, maybe he's just trying something new. I mean, I still have hopes for Kevin Smith. He's definitely not at the Charlie Sheen level yet. I mean, I hope he doesn't get to the Charlie Sheen level. But Kevin Smith, he's always going to be one of my favorite directors. He truly shows that anyone can make it in that business. And not in a bad way, not in a bad way. But yeah, definite pickup of the day. Signed by Kevin Smith for $25, which is pretty freaking awesome. But yep, that was my Saturday, which was a great day. And Jason Kruger 23. See you at the next video. Please subscribe.